Have you ever felt a pain so deep, it felt like a crack running through your very soul? Sometimes, the hardest thing in life isn't saying sorry. It's forgiving someone who never even bothered to ask for your forgiveness. If you've ever been there, or if you're there right now, stay with me until the end of this story. Because what I am about to share might just be the key to mending a heart you thought was broken beyond repair. In a quiet village, nestled right at the edge of a vast, sweeping desert, lived a man named Amir. He was a humble potter, his hands always covered in clay. But his heart was known throughout the village for his kindness and an almost saint-like patience. People would come to him not just for his beautiful pots, but for his calm presence and wise words. His life was simple, yet full. But one day, the simple, beautiful world he had built for himself shattered into a million pieces. The blow came not from a stranger, but from his closest friend, Zion. The two were inseparable, like brothers. They had shared everything since they were boys, their dreams, their fears, their last piece of bread. Yet, it was Zion who betrayed him. Amir had been saving money for months, coin by precious coin. It wasn't for himself. It was for his daughter's wedding. He dreamed of seeing her happy, of giving her a beautiful start to her new life. This money was the culmination of his hard work, his love, his hopes for her future. And Zion stole it. Every single coin. When Amir found out, the world seemed to stop. The sun didn't seem as bright. The air felt heavy and suffocating. You would expect him to be filled with rage, to seek revenge, to shout Zion's name from the rooftops and expose his treachery. But Amir did none of that. He didn't curse him. He didn't confront him. He just fell silent. A profound, heavy silence that enveloped him like a shroud. For days he couldn't sleep. The betrayal played over and over in his mind, a relentless torment. His heart felt like a stone in his chest, heavy with a pain that was both sharp and dull at the same time. He would sit at his potter's wheel, his hands resting on the cool clay, but he couldn't bring himself to create. The joy was gone. The peace was gone. All that was left was the gaping wound left by his friend. One evening, as the sun was setting and casting long shadows across his workshop, he mechanically tried to mold a pot. His hands, usually so steady and sure, trembled. The pot slipped from his grasp and fell to the floor. It didn't shatter completely, but a long, deep crack appeared down its side. Amir stared at it, his eyes welling up with tears he hadn't allowed himself to shed. He gently picked it up, running his finger along the fracture, and whispered to the empty room, "This is my heart." Broken but still useful, it was a moment of painful realization. The pot, like him, was damaged, imperfect, but it could still hold water. It still had a purpose. That night, sleep finally found him, but it was a restless sleep filled with troubled dreams. In one of his dreams, a wise old man with a kind face and a long white beard appeared before him. The old man looked at Amir with compassionate eyes and said, "Forgive Amir. The weight you carry is too heavy for one heart to bear. Forgiveness is not for them, it is not for Zion, it is for your peace. It is the key to unlock your own prison." Amir woke up as the first light of dawn streamed through his window. The old man's words echoed in his mind. "It's for your peace." For the first time in days, he felt a flicker of something other than pain, a tiny spark of clarity. He knew what he had to do. He washed, dressed, and with a resolve he hadn't felt since the betrayal, he walked to Zion's home. Zion saw him coming and his face went pale with shame and fear. He had been living in his own personal hell, tormented by guilt and expecting Amir's wrath at any moment. He braced himself for the anger, the accusations, the rightful fury he deserved. But Amir didn't shout. He didn't even raise his voice. He looked at Zion, his eyes holding not hatred, but a deep, sorrowful understanding. And he simply said, "I came to return something. Your peace." Those words shattered Zion's defenses completely. He broke down, bursting into tears and falling to his knees, begging for forgiveness, repeating over and over how sorry he was. Amir knelt down and pulled his old friend into an embrace. They held each other, Two grown men, crying in the morning light, one from relief, the other from the release of a heavy burden. From that day forward, their friendship was not just restored. It was reborn, stronger and more profound than ever before. It was now built on a solid foundation of a painful truth and a powerful forgiveness. The moral of Amir's story is a timeless one. Forgiveness doesn't change the past. It can't erase the hurt or undo the wrong that was done. Zion still stole the money, and the pain Amir felt was real. But forgiveness does something far more powerful. It changes your heart. It frees you from the anchor of bitterness and resentment that holds you down. It allows you to heal. When you hold on to anger, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to be harmed. The only one who truly suffers is you. But when you choose to forgive, you are choosing your own peace, your own well-being. You are taking back your power. And remember, in the grander scheme of things, when you forgive others, you open the door for divine forgiveness to flow into your own life. As it is said, when you forgive others, Allah forgives you too. If this story touched your heart, if it resonated with a pain you've known or a peace you seek, please take a moment to write Subhanallah in the comments below. Let's fill this space with reflections of gratitude and grace. And please share this video. You never know who might be carrying a heavy heart today, who might need this gentle reminder that forgiveness is not a sign of weakness, but the ultimate act of strength and self-love.